recording. Okay, yay, we're recording. Okay, guys, I am going to just start this call out real quick. We did say it was going to be a half an hour, so we're going to try to keep it short and sweet, but we've got a lot we want to cover and kind of just dive right in with working. If we haven't met yet, my name is Mickey. It says the Brave Tribe, but I'm actually Mickey. And I am a legacy founder and vice president here at Bravenly Global. So I've been here since day one. Loving this culture that we have. The team has been growing like tremendously. So if you are brand new here, we welcome you. You've definitely come at the right time. If you've been here a little while and you're kind of getting back involved and kicking yourself off, kicking your business off again, we still welcome you. We're glad you're plugging back in again, and we're happy to have you. Sarah Srigliano is kind of co-hosting this call with me tonight. She is our most recent executive director. She just hit it last month. And she has been doing some massive growth in team community outreach, just leading from the heart and leading wide. And so this kind of was her idea to put together a 400 Club push group for everybody, again, who's new or just wanting to kind of reset and get back into the 400 Club. And so we can all kind of work together because there is power in numbers and power in that collaboration, and the community here is something we really pride ourselves on. So I will kind of hand it over to you, Sarah, if you want to explain a little bit about what we're going to do, and we can kind of go back and forth. I know we've.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for those of you who this is your first call, we are going to get into some basics. And for those of you who have been around for a little bit, you have heard even Ashley say on the August roadmap call that it's back to the basics and getting back to those foundational tools. And this is what we are really going to focus on. So maybe you have already hit the 400 Club and you're here to help your teammates, or maybe you are just brand new, or like Mickey said, you are getting back into the 400 Club. We are literally going back to the basics. So that it is like literally in our Bravenly book that we got. And hopefully if you are newer, you have already got this book, but this is where we are literally going to. So if you happen to get some of my messages, sorry, there's a lot of pinging going on right now. If you happen to get my messages, I encourage you, if you could, to bring a pen or and a piece of paper or a notebook and a highlighter. And this is where we're going to start. And this is going to be a working training. So you can't just sit back and listen. I am actually going to give you guys tasks, and we are going to do this together, because there's something about when we start doing things as a community, it's not as scary to see like Tammy's doing it and she didn't die yet, and Mickey's doing it and she's not passing over at her keyboard, right? Like we like to say the things that we are able to do, it's really simple. Like building this business is simple, but it's not easy because of our mind. We let fear get in our way so much. So that's why it's fun to even get on power hours with everyone else or whatever it happens to be. So we are all going to do this together, all of us. And our very first task is to go back. And if you haven't done this yet, you are going to literally write down a list of 30 people you know. So pull out your paper. We are going to spend 6 minutes here. I'm starting my timer. And I want to see everyone writing, or if you're on your phone, you could be like texting them in, 30 people that you know. And hopefully you guys are all writing. In our little book, if you haven't done this, I know it's also in Bravenly Nation, and Ashley talks about it too, is the Franks. So you have your friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, meaning think through all of your kids programs. I don't have kids yet, but my husband is involved in the basketball program. So there's, you know, teachers and coaches and whatever that happens to be. And then any service organizations as well. So anything that you volunteer with, maybe you know people at your church or in your small groups. So friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, service groups. We have 5 minutes left, so I'm going to do this too. Think through doctors, think through hairdressers. Old teachers and classmates.
Another good way to find names is really just looking for the contacts in your phone.
Hmm. We have about 2.5 more minutes here. And if you have been in the business for a little while, why don't you drop into the chat how you know your last 3 customers? So like Tammy and Mickey, and I'll do it myself. Just so people have an idea of who you are setting up. Tara and Mickey, who were your, if you have hit the 400 club, who were, what's your connection to your last 3 customers? And this could be a little memory jogger as well. Thanks for sharing those. I actually wrote down 3 more names.
That's awesome.
Well, I haven't reached out to. Okay, So that's it with that. Hopefully you have 30 names. Some of you might even have more than 30 names. Now, going back to the basics of what we teach here at Bravenly, I want you to now star 10 names on your list of people that you would love to have join you in this business. Now, don't prejudge anyone. This could be someone you know that has made a post recently about groceries or rent, or that meme about getting a discount in bills. I don't know if you all have seen that one going around, like, hey, how come if we pay 3 bills in a row we don't get the 4th like discounted? So start thinking through people who may need the money, people who you just absolutely love, your best friends, or maybe they can maybe there's someone who has always inspired you or has been a mentor in your life, someone that's very hardworking, like some of my former coworkers. I would love to do this business with, because I just know that they are self-motivated. So 10 people on your list that you would love to do business with. I know we're focusing on the 400 Club, but this is an important step too. And just put a star by their name. Once you look up, for those of you with camera on, I'll know you're ready. You may have also added some names to your list with that question being prompted in a new way. Okay, hopefully everyone has 10 names starred. Now I want you to go through and I want you to highlight or put another mark somehow, if you don't have a highlighter, of 10 people who would do anything for you. And maybe you have some more names. So I've often heard this referred to as the chicken soup list. So if you were really sick, or, in more recent events, if you were on quarantine, who would go to the store and drop off groceries for you, right? So these are the list of 10 people who would do absolutely anything for you. And you are going to highlight their name. And it could be like, you may have some people that are starred that would get a highlight as well. That's okay. All right, now I am going to start. Oops, I was going to join this Zoom with my phone, but that's okay. I'll see if I can do it this way. This is where set all fears aside, ladies, and I am going to put a timer on for 10 minutes. Now, for the first 2 minutes of this, we are going to highlight, or we are going to reach out and message the 10 people that we have starred on our list. And I am going to share the message with you in the chat of what this message could look like. And these, for those of you who haven't built out your top 5 spots yet, so to get to the top of the company, you need 5 legs. And so we like to refer to this as your top 5. And you are going to send this message. Sorry, I should have joined on my phone. Hopefully this works here. Okay. So this message is going to go to the people that you have starred that you would love to do business with. I see I'm missing a space, so you might want to fix that between momentum and so. Don't think, just look at the names, text them, send it in Messenger. Don't think too hard. You've already done the thinking. And just act. Great. To keep our 30 minutes on track, you may have to go back and kind of make note of who you still need to message with that first message. But we are going to move on to customers now. And I want you to look at the 10 names that you have highlighted. And I dropped several different scripts in here. So a script that is really great for the 10 people that you have highlighted who would do absolutely anything for you is the script that says, hey, I'm so excited. I just started a new business to help make a little bit of extra money for our family. I'm wondering if you could do me a favor. So do you see that? Because these people are going to want to help you. So I need a few product testimonials for my portfolio. I can get you set up with some incredible products with discounts and perks. Can I count on you for your support? Okay, so again, this message, those 10 people that would do anything for you, you're going to send that message to them. Again, don't think, just act. Put the fears aside. And you're not responding to anyone who's already messaged. These are all new messages. We'll tell you what to do with any responses in our final 10 minutes of the call.
Keep in mind, guys, that after this, we will be sharing these scripts in a group chat too. So don't freak out about not having these scripts after the Zoom's done.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you 40 more seconds here. Okay, now you can pause on the messaging. Everyone is still alive. We're still breathing. No one keeled over at their keyboards. Okay, so now I want you to write down these words: stress, energy, hormones, inflammation, What else do we have, Mickey? Stress, hair, skin, and nails, and coffee lovers. Okay, so next to those 5 things, of your list of 30 people, kind of write down a name next to it. So for example, coffee lovers. My friend Patty is an absolute coffee nut. So next to coffee lover, I would put Patty's name. Did I list stress? So I have someone in my life who is ultra stressed right now. She is in the midst of finding a new job after a huge transition. So I'm going to put her name next to stress. Okay. So hopefully you have that. And does everyone know what the product name is? So for stress, you can do calm, although there's a coffee. The coffee is incredible. So coffee, it's brew extreme. Inflammation is gold. Energy could be a couple of different things. So pick the product that you love, whether it's the coffee or Rush Extreme. Okay, so now we're going to message the, hey, guess what? I have crazy news. I just started my own business. Or maybe you can say, if you've been around for a little bit, hey, guess what? I have crazy news. I'm working towards some incredible goals in the month of August. I immediately thought of you when I was learning about calm. It helps with stress, and I know you have this going on. Would you be willing to help me out by becoming one of my very first customers and trying out calm? Hey, Patty, guess what? I have crazy news. I just started my own business. I immediately thought of you because we just released a new coffee product that is insane. The results coming through are incredible, not just for energy, but for focus and stress relief and appetite suppression / portion control, because that's what we're seeing a lot of right now. Would you be willing to help me out by becoming one of my very first customers? Okay, so send those messages. I'll only torture you all for 1.5 more minutes. For those of you who have been in for a little while, like Mickey said, these scripts will be shared, but the final one is the script that I still use for all of my warm marketing messages or warm market messages. It's the, hey, name, you may have seen some of my recent posts. I joined a health and wellness company. I'm so excited about this company and its products. That's still my current script. It still works. All right, messaging over. Some of you may have already received, if you are brand new, sure, but what's the company? So I just dropped a little script in there. As far as the company I'm with, it's called Bravenly Global. They started in December 2020 and have about 6,000 reps, so not many people have heard about us. We have a total of 14 all-natural products. Have you heard of Bravenly before? Messaging tip, you always want to end with a question. Okay, now here is what Mickey and I know Tara and Tammy or whoever is your personally enrolled, or maybe your upline by a little bit, what we are committing to helping you all do is 3-way conversations. They are so important, especially if you are brand new and you don't know the products. I have never been one who loved the phrase fake it till you make it. Like, I'm all about genuine transparency, open and honest. And I'm more about borrowed confidence. I'm more about like posturing the products up because they're incredible, posturing the company up because it's incredible. If you haven't seen results yet, if you haven't maybe hit a rank yet, borrow someone else's confidence that has. So whether that is Mickey as VP, or Tammy, she just hit senior director last month, or whatever it happens to be, Tara's on here. Borrow their confidence and get them into a chat so that you can learn. That's one of our sayings too, learn as you earn. And that means you can get one of us into a chat. We can have the conversation. You can see how it goes and maybe write down some tips that you're learning. So this is what I want you to do once you get some responses. And I know all of the other leaders on this call are committed to this too, but I want you to, one, not respond to anyone until you let us know, because you may not intentionally do it, but you may say something wrong, and that's okay because you're brand new, right? So what I want you to do is, if they say yes, I would like you to send this message. And Tammy is on here and she can kind of nod her head and shake. Tammy, did this work your first month? Yeah. So do this. Okay, great. Since I'm newer to this, do you mind if I invite my friend Sarah, Mickey, into this chat so I can continue to learn the products myself? She'll be great at helping us figure out what products you may want to get started with. It's that simple. And then you let us do what we now have seen success doing. And you can borrow our confidence. You can borrow seeing how we have these conversations. And it doesn't matter if you've been in for a while too, there are sometimes I still go to Mickey and say, oh, I don't know what to say here. Or Tammy will come to me and say, hey, is this quite right? Or what products would you recommend for these combinations here? It's okay. We don't know everything and we're not meant to know everything. And that's the awesome part of the community. Okay, so hopefully you start blowing up our phones. I'm here for it. You are not bothering us at all. That's all I have. Mickey, I think you wanted to touch on a couple of things too.
Yes, perfect. I love it, Sarah. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to just wrap this up and then I'll stop the recording. If you guys have questions, you can unmute and ask, but I'm going to get through the recorded part first. So like I said, we are going to put everybody who's on this live and everyone that's watched the replay in a group chat for the month of August. That way we can be there for each other. Community is huge. You guys can ask questions in there. We can do like post shout outs like, hey, I just posted XYZ, I'd love some love, and we can go help support each other on our posts. We can do some of these pop-up power hours. I don't know about you guys, but this was a very short power half hour, and if you followed the steps that Sarah walked through, like, you were probably very productive. So we can do more things like this. Again, the three-way chats, just different script ideas, another place for you guys to, like, if someone gets in a three-way chat with me or with Sarah, whoever your upline is, and that upline is busy at the moment, like I also coach cheer, and usually that couple hour block I'm pretty out of it, you can throw stuff in the group chat too and just kind of get some more sideline and upline feedback, because that community is for you guys. So I think that's all I had to say with that, right, Sarah? Okay, you're muted.
Do we want to cover posting at all, just in a couple of minutes, like where they can get to that?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if I can screen share. So as far as posting, actually we'll drop these in the chat as well. Something that has worked well the last couple of days of the month with some of my newbies is a button post. And so basically we have a script for you that you can use, and it's like, I'm building out my test or my portfolio of these buttons. Which one would you push? And it's like stress, energy, weight loss, whatever the 6 buttons are. So that's a great post. But also, if you have not gone into Bravenly Nation, has the guides, and it has some great first posts that you can use. The book. So if you haven't opened this yet, I highly encourage you. There's a lot of value in our Bravenly book. Like Aspen and Corporate did a great job of just getting started steps, and the success steps are in here as well. And then the social library has so many graphics and so many ready to post posts that you just kind of have to tweak to make it sound like you or fill in the blank. And those are some great post areas to get started as well. I don't have it opened and I want to be respectful of time. But like I said, the social library is huge. And if you are not in it yourself, you have to get into the breakthrough community and invite every potential there, and invite every ambassador customer that you have into that group, because they start seeing things and then they're like, oh, I need to take this. I have this issue. And so one, get yourself in there, because you'll learn so much about what people are taking, when they're taking it, how they're taking it. You'll see some of the, reasons why some people are taking some of the products, and you can tag, what do we call it, Mickey? Tag in the ATM message.
Yep.
Add, tag, message, right? So even if you're starting to get some no's in here, that's okay. Say, hey, can I just add you to our breakthrough community? It's about 30,000 people. And you can even just look to see if maybe this might be something for you down the line. So you add them to the group. You might tag them in a post. If they're a busy mom who's not getting a lot of sleep, you might want to tag them in a coffee testimonial, and then message them after and say, hey, have you checked out the group at all? What do you think? Okay.
That group will do a lot of the heavy lifting. He might add somebody in there just to take a peek, and next thing you know, they're buying a bundle. So it's an incredible tool. Okay. So we will start a group and we'll get all that stuff loaded that we mentioned. I'm going to end this recording